Today we are going on a history lesson into the historic homes that shaped the city of Memphis. From architectural marvels to the residence of music legends. Memphis is rich in history and has a story to tell. Come with me, let's look at these old houses in Memphis. Hi, I'm Amy Clark with Crowlike Realtors, your local real estate agent, realtor for living in Memphis and the Mid-South, buying and selling real estate. Like and subscribe our videos. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in Memphis and the Mid-South, don't miss my next video. It's going to be fantastic. This one, we're going to get into a market update today and also look at the historic homes that line the city streets of Memphis. Okay, the first house we're going to is the Woodruff Fontaine house. It's called the Woodruff Fontaine house. It was built, it's a French Victorian style house, and it was built in 1871. The Woodruff family lived in it first, built it, and then the Fontaine family lived in it after that. Today, it's a museum, and it's a glimpse into the historic, elegant vibrance of the Victorian style era homes. Each room is meticulously restored, reflecting the grandeur of the Victorian era. The house also boasts events throughout the year and making it a vibrant part of the community and elegant charm, and it shows off the elegance and charm of the 19th century Memphis. 1871, the Woodruff Wilson house. Next, we're going to probably the most famous, well, not the most famous house in Memphis. There's another one I'm going to talk about later, the most famous house in Memphis. But this one is a pretty big deal. So let's go to one of our most famous houses in the Memphis area. So this was a 17,000 square foot house. It is pink in color. And if you've ever been to a grocery store, you can thank the original founder of Piggly Wiggly, Clarence Saunders, for building the Pink Palace as it's known today. It's a Pink Palace museum, and he was building it in the 1920s and 30s. He couldn't finish it. He got into financial trouble and couldn't finish the house. But it's so large. It was actually out in the country at the time because Memphis hadn't expanded that much. But now Memphis is encapsulated in the Pink Palace, and it's basically in Midtown Memphis. But visiting the Pink Palace is like stepping into a time capsule where each room tells a story of ambition, transformation, and community spirit. So I love going to the Pink Palace. It's always a fun time to do that. One that's very important is called the Burkle Estate, or the Slave Haven. We visit the Burkle Estate, also known as the Slave Haven, assuming this unassuming cottage was a crucial stop on the Underground Railroad. It was built in 1849 by a German immigrant, Jacob Burkle, and the home provided refuge for enslaved individuals seeking freedom. So that's a very important house in the Memphis area, and it's been preserved, and it's a museum, and you can see it. So let's move on to the Magevney house. Our journey continues at the Magevney house, one of Memphis' oldest remaining residences, built in the 1830s. This unassuming cupboard cottage was a home of Eugene Magevney, an Irish immigrant who became a prominent teacher and a civic leader in Memphis. The house is significant not only for its age, but it was significant in the history of Memphis, in its religious history. They held the first Catholic Mass there, marriages and baptisms, offering a glimpse into early life in Memphis and the story of an immigrant's contribution to the city's development. So another famous house you may have heard of was purchased in 1957. It's a colonial revival style mansion. It's 17,000 square feet, more than that. It's got Polynesian decor. It's got a jungle room. It's Graceland. Graceland is famous for being the home of Elvis Presley, and they have lavish garden there. It's a meditation garden where all the family members are buried on the grounds at Graceland. Each artifact in these rooms have been held to their original standard from when Elvis Presley passed away, and it's been a museum ever since then. It stretches the street and, Elvis Presley Boulevard, and there's museums back and forth all along Elvis Presley Boulevard, attributing to Elvis himself. So it's not only the house, but it's a historical go-to for Elvis fans twice a year, at his birth date and at his death date. So we're gonna be January, the beginning of January 8th is Elvis's birthday, and August 16th is Elvis's death day. And they have festivals every year for all of the Elvis festivities in and around Graceland. So I figured the Jungle Room would give it away. You would know that that's probably our most famous house here in Memphis. We have Great Balls of Fire. We have the Lewis Ranch, home of Jerry Lee Lewis. And that's in Nesbit, Mississippi. So it's just south of Memphis, but it is right in the center of the Memphis and the Midsouth area. He was a pioneer in rock and roll, and he was a legend. He was known as the Killer. His house has just recently been turned into a museum. It's one of our newest museums here. And he has a piano-shaped swimming pool at his house. It's a pretty cool little ranch. The ranch reflects Jerry Lee Lewis's larger-than-life personality and his contributions to the music industry. It's a place where stories of wild parties intertwine with moments of musical genius, encapsulating the spirit of the era. All right. One resident, Johnny Cash, lived in Memphis as well. He lived in several houses in Memphis, and in his early career, he lived here before achieving international fame. Johnny Cash came from a very humble abode, and his house is still a private residence. One of his houses is actually for sale in Memphis right now for under $500,000. It's been completely renovated. It's a single-story ranch-style house that's completely renovated, and you could actually buy it. It's right in East Memphis, at Walnut Grove and 240. So that's a good part of East Memphis. And it's currently for sale. Own a piece of history in Johnny Cash's old house. Well, let's get into what really is happening in the market in Memphis right now. In January, the median sales price of a house was $185,000, reflecting a 15.9% increase over 2024. However, data from February 25 indicates that the median home sold was $185,000, marking as a 6.8% decrease from the previous month. So it's still pretty competitive, and that is in Memphis proper. That's not including any of the suburbs. The market is somewhat competitive, with homes typically receiving 2 offers and selling in an average of about 56 days on the market. So the inventory levels right now have a 13.5% increase over the last year. There were 2,889 homes for sale in Memphis over the previous month. The rise in inventory aligns with national trends where housing markets have experienced the highest level of inventory since 2019. So we're coming back around to normal or pre-COVID industry market levels. So home values in Memphis across the Mid-South region range between $131,000 and $192,000, which is lower than the national average at approximately $295,000. Rental prices are decreasing in American cities, which includes Memphis. They've been on a 5.4% decline. Overall, the Memphis real estate market has experienced fluctuations in home prices and inventory levels, while the broader Mid-South region continues to offer affordability property options compared to the national averages. So that's your recent trends in the Memphis real estate market. So thanks for watching my video today. If you like my channel, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, share the video with somebody. We went through Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis, Magevney House, the Berkler House, the Slave Haven, which was Underground Railroad. We went through the Pink Palace Museum of Art and History now. We went through the Victorian style Woodruff Fontaine house. All right, if you like any of these things, let me know. If you like history, I'm kind of a history buff, so I like to go through the history and look at these old houses and see the museums, go into them. So anyway, that's my video today. Thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe, like I said, and contact me so I can help you make your Memphis dream a reality. Thanks for watching.